So today, y'all, I'm bringing you 2 more fall cozy dinner recipes. Both of these are, of course, super easy, but I know a lot of times when we think about fall cozy meals, a lot of them are heavy, have lots of heavy ingredients, but we're actually gonna make one today that is a little bit of a lightened up version, but it still has all of those fall flavors. So we're gonna start with that one, and then make sure you stay tuned because we're going back to the cozy factor in the last recipe, but let's jump into these. All right, so first up, y'all know I love me a good old casserole, a good old cozy dish, all the cheese, all the butter, but sometimes I do like to switch it up a little bit and make a little bit more of a lighter recipe. But this next recipe is a maple Dijon autumn sheet pan dinner. All right, so for this sheet pan meal, we're actually gonna start with a couple of our vegetables that are gonna take a little bit longer. We're gonna use some sweet potato, if that doesn't scream fall. I don't know what will. And we have some Brussels sprouts. I'm just gonna kind of put some on the sheet pan. I might not use all of these potatoes because it is a good bit. We're gonna have a couple other things adding to our sheet pan here in just a minute. I'm gonna add some Brussels sprouts. Also, you can really do this with any vegetables that you want. If you don't like Brussels sprouts, you could use broccoli, kind of in a single flat layer here. I am gonna give them just a little drizzle of olive oil, avocado oil, whatever this is. All right, let's go ahead and toss these around gently. And I'll spread back out. And with the Brussels sprouts, if you want to get them all kind of face down, that's where that really good caramelization happens on that side. So let's go ahead and get these all flipped over. We're also gonna sprinkle on some Italian seasoning. We're also gonna add just a little sprinkle of salt and pepper. These tend to be noisy, so I'm telling y'all before I do it, but y'all, I love these things. I'll have these linked in my little Amazon storefront. And pepper. And I already have my oven preheated to 400. These are just gonna go in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. As someone who spends a ton of time in the kitchen, sometimes even I need a little break. CookUnity is not just any meal delivery service. I was amazed at the variety they have, everything from paleo to gluten-free, any sort of diet you're on, they can accommodate that. For lunch today, I'm having this barbecue chicken burrito bowl. This is so good. It even comes with a little sauce you can drizzle over. And this was actually made by Chef Ruben Garcia in New York. Also right now, I'm loving all of the kind of cozy comfort food CookUnity has on there. Everything from chicken and dumplings to chicken pot pie. How awesome is that? You can just order it, it's already prepped. You don't even have to make it, and you can have something so perfect for fall without even having to cook anything. With over 70 talented chefs, CookUnity ensures the best meals possible. They prioritize humanely raised meat, and they use organic whenever possible. Something I found really cool were that all these meals are prepared in micro kitchens. They're not prepared in some big warehouse facility. And the cherry on top, and kind of what makes these meals stand out in my opinion, is that they are fully prepared. You don't have to measure anything. You don't have to put anything together. When you get your box of meals, they're already ready to go. You just heat them up, eat, and enjoy. Simple as that. Plus, the flexibility of the subscription makes it super stress-free. You can pause, skip, or cancel at any time. You're definitely want to head over to cookunity.com/CCR, or you can just click on the link down in my description box. Make sure you use the code CCR50, and that's going to get you 50% off of your first box with CookUnity. If you love trying delicious food just like I do, especially the kind you don't even have to cook, make sure and give CookUnity a try. All right, while our potatoes and Brussels sprouts bake in the oven, we're gonna start to work on our sauce. It's gonna go on everything. All right, so I just added some minced garlic to my little bowl here. Now we're gonna add in about a 1/3 cup of pure maple syrup. Just gonna eyeball it. And we're also gonna add about a 1/3 cup of Dijon mustard. All right, now we're just gonna mix everything together. I'm gonna add just a little bit more Italian seasoning to our sauce. Of course, Italian seasoning has all those good Kind of Thanksgiving fall vibe seasonings going on in there. All right, let's put that to the side. When our sheet pan comes out with those potatoes, we're gonna add some slices of some red onion, as well as some chicken apple sausage. Thought this would be perfect in there. I love chicken sausage, but that chicken and apple is gonna go so good with our sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts. It's gonna be perfect. So let's get those all sliced up while that's in the oven. All right, so for these, I probably do about little 1/2 inch thick pieces. You can see the little chunks of apple in there. These are so good. But you could use any type of sausage. If you want to do like an andouille sausage, smoked turkey sausage, any one of those would be really good.
Kielbasa.
Yes, kielbasa. We should do a turkey sausage next and do like a full Thanksgiving on a sheet pan with some white potatoes, turkey sausage. We could put some whole cranberries on there. Wonder if that would work. We should experiment that and see. I mean, I could have used a smaller cutting board, you know, like this one's kind of big. Could have used a smaller one.
Surprisingly, you only lost one little tiny sausage.
Our chicken sausage and our onion over there. All right, our sweet potatoes and Brussels have been in there for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna bring them over here with everything else. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give these a toss. You can see those Brussels sprouts are starting to get some color on them. They're gonna be so good, especially after we add that maple Dijon sauce on top. All right, got those spread out. Now we're just gonna add in our red onion. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of that. And we're gonna add in our chicken apple sausage. And here is that sauce that we made. I about said dressing. Same thing, let's get that poured all over everything. All right, we're gonna toss this around. I'm sorry if y'all hear my washing machine in the background, or dryer. Let's toss this around, and this is gonna go back in the oven at 400, probably for another 20 to 30 minutes. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I wanna make sure our sweet potatoes especially are really nice and soft. All right, I'm gonna spread everything out as evenly as I can. Probably won't fit quite on one single layer, but we can get it pretty close. So good, this is a perfect fall dinner. And look at those colors too. Could not be more perfect for October and Halloween. All right, going back into the oven for another 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, this smells so good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one more toss. So I actually did turn my oven up to 450 at the end, and I just put mine in there for about 5 minutes. I just really like to get some more of those little caramelized bits on everything. I think that kind of makes it. So I'll be sure to add that in my instructions down below or to the recipe link. But on the side, I'm just gonna serve ours up with a little bit of rice. There's our chicken sausage and our veggies. Look how good this looks. Super delicious, really healthy, and honestly, really, really easy. This is so good, y'all. All right, I already tried a sweet potato to make sure they were done. This is so good. Let's try it again. That is delicious. I love the Italian seasoning in there. The sweet potato is perfectly cooked. It is tender. Let's try a Brussels sprout now. Let's do a Brussels sprout with an onion. See how that is. That's delicious. That sweetness from the sauce really does make this feel like a fall meal. That maple flavor really comes through. Chicken sausage, of course, cannot go wrong with that. And that rice on the side, I would take this any day for my cozy fall meal. All right, for our second recipe today, we're bringing back in that cozy comfort food. If you love Salisbury steak, but you don't like to do all that work, this is a very easy version. This is Salisbury steak meatballs. Only a few simple ingredients down here. Gonna be very quick and easy to make. We're gonna start with some frozen home-style meatballs. If you wanna make your own meatballs, you can totally do that. We're also gonna have some onions, have a little bit of mushrooms back here, butter, and then moving over here, this is just some beef broth, cornstarch, little ketchup, some minced garlic, Worcestershire, little chopped parsley for the end. This is gonna come together super quick, but have all those really delicious flavors you find in a Salisbury steak. All right, first of all, I just have a large skillet over here. We're gonna add just a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and we're just gonna saute our frozen meatballs right in here and let them thaw out as they cook. Pop that on. We're just gonna let those kind of cook. They're already cooked. We're gonna let them heat up and heat through. All right, they're starting to brown up on the outside. I'm just gonna turn my stove down to a little less than medium. Just let that keep going. All right, our meatballs have heated through. So I'm just gonna scoop them out. I have an extra bowl back here. We're just gonna scoop them out and set these to the side while we saute up our onions and get that really nice gravy made. All right, to the same skillet, I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna let that melt down. And to that, I'm gonna add about 1 medium onion that we just sliced up pretty thinly. And we're just gonna saute these onions until they start to soften up a little bit. All right, just gonna let that sit for a minute or two. All right, while our onions are sauteing up, to a mixing bowl, I'm just gonna add 2 cups of beef broth. Have a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. We're also gonna add about 1 tablespoon of ketchup, and we're also gonna whisk in some cornstarch as well. Whoops, I'm gonna throw it everywhere. We're gonna throw the cornstarch all over the place. All right, we are gonna add some garlic in back here with our onions, and I did make some garlic mashed potatoes to go along with this, but for our seasoning, I'm just going in with this Auntie No-No's. Has garlic, onion, salt, and pepper. Just a little bit to season up our sauce. All right, our onions are beginning to soften, so I'm also gonna go ahead and add in a couple tablespoons of jarred garlic, as well as 1 small can of mushrooms. All right, we're just gonna let that cook just another minute or 2. Now we're just gonna pour in that sauce we made. I'm just gonna kind of whisk it around, and we're just gonna cook this a couple minutes until our sauce starts to thicken up a little bit. I'm gonna add just a little bit of black pepper. You can see our sauce has really started to thicken up a little bit. The color has also deepened just a little bit. So now we're just gonna bring back over our meatballs. Everything is pretty much done at this point. We're just gonna let everything heat back through. Let our meatballs kind of hang out in the sauce for a little bit. Gently kind of stir them and get them down in here. And this looks so good. This might be my new favorite way to make Salisbury steak. I mean, how easy is this? All right, I have them down in that sauce. I'm gonna bring the lid back over and let these hang out just for a few minutes while I finish up getting everything ready. And we'll be ready to try these. So I'm just gonna serve ours over a bed of mashed potatoes. You could also serve these over egg noodles or even rice, whatever you have. And I will link, or I will type out how I make my mashed potatoes down below. And of course, I'll have the directions for the Salisbury steak meatballs as well. Get some of our meatball, perfectly cooked, perfectly tender in there. Get some of our gravy and our mashed potatoes. Maybe an onion, maybe. It's good.
You like it?
Oh my gosh, it's really good. I mean, that is so perfect. Sometimes you get a Salisbury steak and it can be kind of dry, kind of dense. Those meatballs soak up all that flavor, but it's still super tender. Goes perfectly with the garlic mashed potatoes and the onions. This is delicious. Y'all need to try this one. These Salisbury steak meatballs and that fall sheet pan dinner were both so good. I hope you'll give both of these recipes a try. Also, don't forget to check out Cook Unity. So awesome. There's 2 more videos right here on the screen that I think you'll really enjoy. I'll see you guys over there, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.